This is the 8-9 Combo.
This is the 8-9 Combo. I'm Brett McKay, and this, back at home base, is Harry Jones. Hello, mate. How are you?
How's it, Brett? I'm in a resplendent warm-up jersey for the box. This is the official. And you can see that it's got a lot going on.
It's
a team that I don't think we talk. A team that I don't think we talk enough about. I'm struck by this because of the guest is Argentina, and I've been doing some study. And here's some interesting, weird little tidbits. 1879 was the first rugby match played in Argentina, and it was at the cricket ground of Buenos Aires, and it was a mixture of football and rugby. So I don't know. I've not been able to discern yet whether they just did that, like you could just play either one at the moment, or was there a 40 minutes of this and then a 40 minutes of that? But it started.
Or was it integrated? Is it integrated like half court basketball? Do you then have to? Is it feet only after halfway?
Yeah, stop there, no, on your defense. And you and I were having a little chat offline about how funny that would be to have just a mixture of sports and then see which rugby team would do the best at adapting to swimming and karate and tennis. Golf. And Argentina rugby history is interesting because it's a series of waiting on the world to acknowledge it. And I love that because now it's 100%, right in the thick top 5, top 4-ish.
No question.
But there was this kind of waiting for tours. The Scottish came over, the Welsh, a lot of South African and French tours, to be fair. Even a South African, Fatty Heasley, playing for Argentina. I think it was Fatty. I'm not making fun of him. And so then finally there's this 1965 tour of South Africa where famously there's an emblem, a UAR emblem on their chest, and it has it's the actual wagrete, the jaguar. And a local journalist mistakes it for a puma, and so it's a mistake.
That's where the pumas came from.
Oh, so that's a puma. It's a misnomer. Los Pumas is not the actual. It was actually all along Jaguares. And so when Super Rugby had that advent of the Argentina club team, it was like a makeup. Like, hey, could we be who we are? But now that's a funny story, and that ship has sailed. But I also thought it was really interesting.
I knew that.
Yeah, interesting that since the 2012 entry into Rugby Championship, sort of bottom three, as you would expect, wooden spoon, last 2 seasons, not so much. They're here for the reckoning, and I, for one, am very excited about it. I think it's a fantastic addition.
Absolutely. They've been fantastic. And last year we were saying this is the best Rugby Championship ever. This year's already surpassed it. We've only played 3 rounds. So, yeah, it's been fantastic. Here's cheers, mate. What are you giving cheers to around the rugby world this weekend, apart from that shirt, which is unbelievably bright?
Just when people are giving up on the Rugby Championship and plotting their own little perfect rivalry tours and such, listen to these statistics. 2021, 63 tries, which was a high, 23,000 people per match average. 2022, 76 tries. That's up 38,000 people average attendance. 2023, if it had been full length, would have been 88 tries, 48,000 people average. 2024, 77 tries and 44,000 people average attended. This year, we're on pace. Admittedly, it might slip off at 80 tries and 70,000 people per attendance because of the size of the grounds we're filling. And my point on this is, from 2021 to 2025, we have this explosion of interest. In, and it just seems a little bit sad that we're going, it's working, guys.
Let's just overlook the fact that this will be the last proper Rugby Championship played maybe ever. Yeah, possibly fair question. I bring you cheers for referee humour, mate. I still laugh at this. I've sent you this. I'll still laugh at it. The third penalty after full time in the Australia-Argentina test. Paul Williams, referee, pulls one Malia over for a chat, acting captain, and puts Los Pumas back on yellow card warning after 3 straight offside penalties. Yeah, he says, and he's looking around, who's captain? Come over here. There's an offside penalty there. There's an offside penalty there. There's an offside penalty there. Next one goes. It's got to stop. Marley obviously asks him if he can speak to the team, and Williams turns around and he says, "They all know. They know." So they all know. Malia then backs away and he's screaming at the central forwards in Spanish. And you assume / hope that he's saying, "No more penalties, no more offsides." Paul Williams in the background as everything's getting set, he just says, "Yep, what he said."
Well, it'd be really funny if what he actually said was keep
going. Yes, exactly. I love that. The level of assumption on Paul Williams' part to assume that the message was getting across. But good on him. Good luck to him. We have another great rugby chat coming up, mate. But first, please do tell the nice people from the comforts of your home why we would love them to subscribe to the 8-9.
Well, look at my shirt, damn it. I mean, look at this thing. This is worth at least 200 subscriptions right now.
Yeah.
It's got everything in it. It's beautiful. It's splendid. It should make you feel alive, and feeling alive is very important. I also want to say that, schlepping around the world and landing all these various places, I've seen all 3 of the first rounds live and in person. It doesn't come cheap. I like fine food. So... And I can confirm he does. He definitely does. No, and if you are watching us on the 8-9 YouTube channel, then the subscribe button down there in the bottom corner is what you want. If you're on any of the pods, hit follow, hit like, hit subscribe, whatever it happens to be, and make sure you miss none of this colourful shirt business. We said before that one of the great parts about doing this and this pod thing for as long as we've done it is that the great list of great rugby people that we've been able to speak to and then keep in contact for long afterwards. And then we even become mates with them. And the best part of that is that we can touch base with all our new mates around the rugby world, and they're up for another chat straight away. And so it is again this week when we welcome back for what has become the annual chat with former Argentinian centre turned commentator, Marcello Bosch. Welcome back to the 8-9. Hello, mate. How you doing?
How are you guys? It's been a while. Nice to see you once again.
It's been a while.
Hello, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás, man? It's really nice to see you again, and we're now in the thick of a real fight in the Rugby Championship, isn't it? Absolutely,
I agree with you. Yes, and I hear you speaking in Spanish, and I feel that you improved a lot as well.
Oh, gracias. Chido, my chico.
That's a nice little subtle test you've just put up for me for the next 12 months, Cello.
Yes.
I've got to speak some, not better. Goodness gracious.
Emocionado.
No, don't do that to me. You'll lose me. The Los Pumas. They've been so good this year. To be fair, they've been good for a long time, but this year they feel better again. Like, can you even try and measure the improvement? Like, are they 50% better? Are they 100% better than where they were last year?
It's difficult to say in a percentage way, but for sure they're improving a lot. Last year they won 5 test matches. They won against New Zealand once, Australia, South Africa. In November, they beat Italy in a convincing way. Afterwards, they fell short against Ireland and France, but playing a good game. And this year, well, we started with that game against the Lions in Ireland that was amazing. Rugby Championship, we started well the first game, despite the loss against New Zealand. Second game, unbelievable in Buenos Aires. First time we beat New Zealand at home. And against Australia, we lost it at the end, but playing a good game. Most of all, a good first half. And it seems that the team is growing in confidence, has conviction in the brand of rugby that wants to play week in, week out. And it's very exciting for all of us that we are witnessing a team that wants to perform every weekend, has clarity in the game plan, and is winning games as well.
Yeah. You must look at that team and think, I'd love to have a run in that. I mean, you've got to unseat you've got to unseat Sinti and Chocobares, but you'd love to have a run in that, wouldn't you?
Yes, totally. They are playing really well, good brand of rugby. They are keeping possession of the ball as much as they can. I feel that nowadays they started to balance way more the way that they are playing, because before it was always about possession, but nowadays I feel that with Albornoz, Garcia, they are managing the game plan way better. I believe that against New Zealand, we were brilliant in our kicking game. We could put them under pressure with our defense. So it's not only about the possession and what Argentina can do with ball in hand. I believe that they are improving as well in those moments where you can put pressure without the ball. It's something that, of course, South Africa does it very well, but Argentina perhaps per moments didn't. And nowadays, I think that we are capable of doing the right thing at the right time in some parts of the game.
Yeah, there's no question about that. And the result of it, and Harry, you had the great headline that we didn't use after the post-mortem, was finally a rugby championship. And this, this tournament has been brilliant this year. Like it almost doesn't matter how it ends from here. The first three rounds have been so good that it does not matter how it finishes from here.
And there's enough volatility where no team has really had a proper 80 minutes of good rugby, actually.
Yeah.
They've all had 50 minutes or 40 minutes or 55 minutes. So you could see how it would turn around just as easy, Cello, and you could look at a 2-2-2-2 at some point. What I like about your team is there's two things that really, really do like about it. One is we all know your names now. It's household names, international names. You know, you can easily say, if a real rugby fan, you say, who's Argentina? You go, Chocobares, Sinti, Malia, Carreras, Albornoz, Garcia,
Matera,
Gonzalez,
Kremer,
Pablo Matera,
Montoya.
Kremer.
Yeah.
It's easy. Montoya, Rubiolo.
Yeah.
It's easy to know these guys' names. That was not true 5 years ago. You knew Matera, you knew Montoya, and then you start wondering. And so I think that's one thing. The other thing is the age, the profile. Mid-20s, Gonzalo, Sinti, Chocobares, Gonzalez, late, perfect prime 20s, Malia, Carreras, Delgui, Kremer, and then you have only 4 guys, maybe 5 guys over 30, Sclavi, Petty, Matera, and Montoya, and that's it. So happy days for you.
I agree. We had those players that are playing since long time ago, Matera, Montoya, Petty. Petty nowadays, he's not even starting in the first 15, which is crazy because he's a very talented and good player. But I think that one thing that Argentina created these past 2 years is more depth in positions. Yes. Nowadays, perhaps you arrive to a Wednesday in a week of game, and you really don't know which is going to be the starting 15.
Exactly.
And I think that is the exciting thing about Argentina nowadays. And per moments, it seems that Contepomi, the head coach, is picking the spots. In fact, thinking about the strategy of the game, which player is going to give the impact that he wants in the second half, in the last 30 minutes, which player is going to, defend better than the other one because he feels that in that game, it's going to be more important the defense than the attack. So I believe that the depth that he created brings like sane competition inside the team, which is great and awesome because the only thing that can create is to push each other to the limits and to perform and to even improving their performances. So I believe that saying that is what you just mentioned before. Way more players than before because they are performing as well.
I feel like Mateta is going to play well into his 30s. Julian Montoya might already be 40 and he's just not showing it, but he's playing. They're both playing so well. I mean, they're like true true leaders of men in that pack, and the team respond to it when things aren't going their way. You can see it. It's just a little word here and there, and they just dig in. They're such a good team to watch.
It's also finding a way to win, Cello, because Argentina was always good. They had moments that were brilliant. They're a lot of people's second team. The fans also so great. But there was this one problem, which was how to win ugly, how to win when you have your B game, how to win when things aren't going right.
How to join those moments. Yeah.
And now it seems like you guys are finding, the sort of not lucky way, but the way to win. I mean, obviously that one against Ireland, I mean, you really had them, actually. I think they would have won. And so just getting over that and saying, and now what if you did go ahead and beat them in Dublin? How great would that be? I saw that coming together against the Lions. I thought that game, that showed a brand and a shape of the Pumas that I think you can be really proud of. You can template. So what do you think the shape and brand right now of this team, of Contepomi's team is? Like, just sort of take us through what type of rugby they're trying to play and what does it look like?
I believe that they are trying to play with possession. They are trying to move a lot. If you see the work rate of the players and the clarity in the structure that they have in any given position, they want to move the ball, but have options the whole time. It's kind of Ireland, I don't say shape, but Ireland willing to play. I don't know if nowadays, but back in 2023, 2022, and you feel that Contepomi, while he was over there, that he was in Leinster for long years. So he brought something extra to this team. So I believe that they want to move the ball and to create spaces. They believe in the first phases gaming plan. I don't know. They want to. They are confident that they can produce opportunities to score in any given scenario. Because they can do it with ball in hand, but as well in the counter attack because they have brilliant players with good intelligence and decision making. So, as you say, they are finding ways of winning games. And before it was only like one way, no plan B. Now it seems that the team is, going to that other level that they need to be if they want to be the best teams. Now they are over there. But we are trying to find consistency, which is very tough in international level. But, well, that's the last thing that you can try to find. Because the other day, 40 minutes, brilliant rugby, very effective. Second 40 minutes, it wasn't as good. But I believe
exclusively defense.
Yes, but I believe that Australia are in the same path.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes.
Yep.
Which is, that's exciting because I really don't know what's going to happen next week. I believe it's going to be very, very tough. It's going to be very level between both teams. But I believe Australia, in these past 2 months, they are finding something new. I don't know what you think, guys.
It's to me, Chelo, it's very interesting because, what you said about the style of play. So I went ahead and looked at the numbers, and it's difficult 3 rounds. Numbers are not big, but you're far and away the most carries. Argentina is carrying the ball the most, which is always an interesting stat because New Zealand is carrying about 100 less in 3 rounds. They're significantly less. So New Zealand is scoring quickly. They were struggling with that a year ago. So Argentina can score slow, if that makes sense. Like work their way into the 22 and score like Ireland. Phase. But at the same time, and correct me if you're wrong, I think Brett would probably know this better than anyone because he suffered this, is you also can score quickly because you do this counter where you move the ball early. When you catch the ball and there's a seam, you don't wait, you don't fix the runner and run and then give. You're giving early and the ball's boom, 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 1, 2, 3, out. And then it's Delgi, it's Malia, it's these guys that just look like they're running for daylight. So Brett, it's interesting because Argentina can score both ways. They can grind you down now, and they can also go quick.
Absolutely. Their counter is very much where are we on the field and where's the space and how do we get it there? and then it's just a matter of getting the ball to Delguy, to Carreras, to Mali at the back. Let's play where, like, it's not rocket science. Let's play to where the space is, and because they have so much room and time to do that, they're then setting guys up and they're beating them one-on-one. And so, the counter is it feels like it should be easy to shut down because, like they're getting the ball from 40 meters away and running it. It's easy. It's easy. We just stop them, but it's the way they play and the way they move on the field. That's what's so dangerous about it. But equally, when they can score a first phase set piece try from 60 meters out, like Mateo Carreras did on the weekend, I mean, that's one of the best set piece tries I've seen this year. At any level, that's a ripping try.
The starter plays are so good right now. The actual diagrams, Cello, that actually drew up the play. I think this is what you're referring to, the starter plays. They're brilliant and dangerous. And then you add to the fact that your lineout's the best in the comp. You're getting good, clean ball from which to build, to construct. No?
Totally, yes. And very dynamic after each phase. But what you just mentioned, I think, is key because it seems that every player has clarity in their own individual role in the setup of any phase or in the attacking structure. So those moves, I don't know, of any forward or any back, they know that if they run those lines, they are going to affect the defense. They're going to make questions to those defenders. Argentina playing with a structure of 4 forwards after a pass of 9, which all of them are an option, and all of them make a change of rhythm. So all of them are a real threat. And when they are real threats, the defense has to, stop. And it's quite tough to a defender to not engage in a tackle when a runner is coming to your inside shoulder with a change of rhythm. And I believe it's that they are finding in the structure. They're finding options, the whole time options. So they can have a one-on-one, they can have a runner coming hard and another one in the back. So it's always finding options because Argentina physically, nowadays, I believe that they are more level than before.
Absolutely. There's some big boys there now.
Now it's crazy because against New Zealand as well, the second test match, in a moment they were playing confrontational rugby, very direct, vertical rugby. And I thought, wow, this is crazy. This is not options. They are going really to confront them physically. And for me as well, I was outside and saying, I never seen that. And there's one, you say, Harry, we have different types of making points, scoring points, and I believe the same as you. Attacking, counters, sometimes pressure, defensive pressure, counter-attack try, kicking game is improving. So, very exciting, of course.
Yeah, and South African mindset, we've always believed that the best way to make space is to run over someone, right? And it's obviously, logically, you make space, you knock someone over. You guys, the two of you, Argentina and Australia, are leading the comp in beating defenders, busting tackles. And I think this is key to the Joe Schmidt and Contepomi because there's some similarity between the two of first, Chocobares, run over somebody. Then we set the rock. Now we go outside. Do not get those two things mixed up, right, Brett? I mean, you've seen with the Wallabies before when you were trying to go too quickly to space, and what's happening with the Springboks right now.
Yeah, it's spot on. It's absolutely spot on. And the center battle at the moment is amazing, fascinating. It's so good, isn't it? And I think a sign of how good it is. You look at teams of the week that was picked after the weekend, and one team will have Cynthia Nikitau. The other team will have Suali'i and Chocobares. One team will have all Australians. One will have all Argentinians. And you can't really argue the point because they're all playing so well, and they're all deserving of the recognition. So it's all spot on. You talked about the directness, the physicality, Cello, and I had the note down, and I've said before that it feels like Contepomi has taken and has kept the best bits that Michael Cheika left Los Pumas.
Totally.
The toughness, the mongrel, the physicality, the directness that you talk about. And
yes, I agree.
And he's re-energized the Argentinians within them, if that makes sense. But then you also hit on the fact that he's bringing the Irish influence over. Joe Schmidt's bringing the Irish influence to Australia as well, and so it's why I suppose the two teams are so well matched up, because there is a lot of similarities between the way they're playing. But I just love the way that Contepomi has re-energized. He has sort of relit a bit of Argentinian passion, dare I stereotype it, but he's done it with the best bits of what Cheika left behind.
Totally agree with you. I think it's a process, if that makes sense. I believe that Contepomi brought something new in terms of his brand, his own personal way of trying to play the game, but it came from Cheika as well. It's a process that stood on. But coming back to the centers, when you see Chocobares, when you see Iquitao nowadays, they are brilliant technically as well, but they are very direct and physical. And I believe both of them are key nowadays for Australia and for Argentina, because it's kind of the glue of what you are capable of outside with your backs, because you have dangerous backline, but as well, you need some confrontational to put the ball, in front to make the game dynamic. And I believe that those two players are key nowadays in both teams. And Suali is playing, wow. He's 21, 22 years old.
Yeah. I said before you'd love to have a run with these guys, but then you wouldn't want to defend them, would you?
No, at all.
It's trouble. Yeah,
it's too big.
They were brilliant last weekend.
Yeah. So what does Argentina do this week? Just tweaks, and obviously there's not that much wrong. That start was amazing. How do you keep a good start going? Which is sort of what happened to the All Blacks too. They had to hold on for dear life. And in this Rugby Championship, almost every game has been a tale of two halves. Like one half goes this way, the other one goes that way. How do you think, with guys like Gonzalo, the playmaker, game manager, how can they keep the shape they like for the whole AT?
Yes, I believe that Argentina, they are willing to play with ball in hand without changing the strategy. But sometimes when you have a gap of 14 points, for example, perhaps there are moments that it's better to play more kicking game and apply pressure to the other team, because the other team is the one that has to go back to the score and is going to play more rugby. And the other day, I believe that they didn't do. But it's not only that. I believe there was a lack of discipline. Australia, I feel that we need to give credit to the team, because they were way better in the second half. First half, I believe it was 9 penalties. Well, it was the other way around for Argentina. 9 penalties.
Complete 180 degrees, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes. And Adid was very level up to the last minute. So Argentina, I believe is that how to handle when you are in front by 10 or 14 points, and suddenly perhaps it's no longer a good option to carry on playing the whole time. Perhaps you can apply pressure with your kicking game, playing territory, and sometimes you have to wait and put pressure and take advantage of a mistake, and then you can kill the game. But what do you have from Australia nowadays? It's a team that it seems they are not going to let go. They are going to fight up to the 80th minute. The game against South Africa, the first one was, wow, unbelievable. Who could think about that? I think
not me.
No one. And I believe that there's a belief in the team that they can produce that brand of rugby, and that's what excites me about this Rugby Championship, which is very level. And that's what I think about Australia. It seems that shows me, I don't know, you're going to tell me way better than me, but it seems that the players are having pride, once again, to play for the jersey, for the team. There's some identity nowadays growing on. You listen to the players about how they feel playing with Skelton and Harry Wilson, brilliant leaders, it seems. So, wow, I think there's something building. So, well, Argentina, they couldn't grab the game at the end last weekend, but as well, credit to Australia that they came back for a gap of 14 points.
How much would that loss have really rankled last week? Because they certainly did enough. Like they led for 80 plus minutes. You know, they led till the 86th minute essentially. So how much will they be feeling that, that really was a big win that got away from them?
It was painful for us, and I believe for the players and for the team as well. I believe that they knew that they had a big opportunity in their hands. It was the time perhaps to do it, and the first half was very good rugby because possession and territory was in the hands of Australia, but the effectiveness of scoring points, 2 tries in first phase moves, and good in discipline, very good in defense, was like, wow, this is very effective rugby, good brand of rugby. How can we carry on in the second half? And I believe it was a lost opportunity for Argentina when you see that first half. But well, surely they will learn about what happened, mistakes, and hopefully we can make this happen next weekend. But we never know.
I said, Harry, in the post-mortem that I don't know what the possession share was in the last 10 minutes. Someone actually replied to us in our YouTube comments and said that Australia apparently had 95 or 98% possession in the last 10 minutes, which was, I mean, it felt one-sided. I didn't think it was that high. I must admit, but that's where the momentum came from for sure.
It felt like Argentina gave the total initiative to Australia in those moments. Australia needed to go for it because they needed to come back in the scoreboard, but Argentina didn't grab the game in their hands, and well, it is what it is.
Yeah, and that's sort of the point I was bringing up in the very beginning of that final chapter in making a team go from 4, 5, 6 in the world to 1, 2. You know, is the science of winning, the manipulation of space and time. You look at Joe Schmidt, even in warm-ups, I watched him drilling the players to always be under the gun, under the clock. So even his warm-ups have a time factor. Apparently, what I hear is Joe Schmidt gives them quizzes in front of the whole team where he paints a scenario. Okay, you're on the 44 meters, you're right by the tram, you have 3 minutes left, you're up by 4, and you get the ball on the ground, it's a scramble, and you secure it. What happens next? And you have to have the right, you have to know. And giving things like you run and you maybe have a break, but then you get, you're kind of isolated. Is it better just to give the ball away, or do you, hold on to it? What do you do? And these kind of things, I thought when I watched the Pumas and I watched the All Blacks also trying to hold on to a lead, the All Blacks just had that little bit more of knowledge, of how do you close. Artie Savea,
it's experience.
Bowden Barrett, how do I close it out? So I think it's so uphill and good for the Pumas, all uphill, all sunny days, because so many people are 24, 25, 26, 27. There's still Chocobaras, Cinti, Gonzalez, Gonzalo's been phenomenal. They are still learning how to put a game to bed, Cello. That's the key. Yeah. Just how can you put this game to bed? How can I waste some time legally, but waste some time, kill some clock?
Yes.
That's brilliant, what you just mentioned. And that's what the best teams in the world have. New Zealand before, South Africa, the last 2 World Cups, and the best teams in the world, even in domestic leagues. They have an extra something that they know how to win big games when it matters.
Yeah. One Mully, you needed to stand there looking at the clock. Needed to just not kick that penalty until he had 2 seconds left. That's it. Look, it was a bit of a turning point, though, wasn't it? Like, Carreras goes off that yellow card in the 62nd minute, and Suoli scores his second try like straight away. There was a real There's a real shift in that moment, wasn't it? Yeah.
They're so evenly matched. The two teams are so evenly matched, guys, that any one thing like that, and Wallabies used to be carded all the time, and now they're not.
Yes.
And that
haven't had one this year at all.
That one thing, I think, and Brett knows this all too well, that one thing, it just gives them that just enough to win these close matches. And 2 years ago, I don't know what it was, but it seemed like every match the Wallabies were carded. I think the Pumas are also coming out of that reputation, Cello, where I don't think of a Pumas team now as being
that's a good point.
indisciplined. I think you guys are tightening up.
I agree with you. Yes, we're improving. That's exciting. We're improving. And it seems that even Contepomi, how he manages the players. Because even players that perhaps in their club they perform well, but when they come to the national team nowadays, it seems that they are better players. It's crazy. Yeah. It seems that they're improving in their skills, in their decision making. They're more lucid when to go for a ball or not. I believe that the management and the coaches behind the scenes, surely they make a massive difference in those sense.
Yeah. The yellow card point is a good one, Harry. For a long time there, you'd go into a game against Argentina, and if it wasn't Guido Petty giving the yellow card, it was Lavanini, or it was Kremer, or one of them was good for a yellow card every game, surely. But totally. they're a lot better now. What's the big lesson they pick up from Townsville, Cello, coming into a sold out test in Sydney on Saturday afternoon?
I think the big lesson, you don't have never to underestimate the team in front. I don't believe that they did, but they gave the initiative. They didn't close the game. They didn't manage perhaps well the beginning of the second half because Australia had to go for possession, had to play faces. They were under in the scoreboard. But what is, as Harry said, is experience in closing games and experience in doing the right thing at the right time when it's needed. Closing games with a plan B whenever something is not going your way. And in the second half, it's like we had a lot of negative actions. And it's like I don't recall how you say it in English. Accumulative. It's a word, yes.
Yeah. Accumulation.
Yep. Cumulative. Yeah.
Accumulation of a lot of negative actions.
Yeah.
And in a point you need your leaders or some or anyone to say, you know what, now discipline. We're going to play a kicking game. We are going to try to apply pressure to them. If it's not wide to go for a ball, we don't go.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean?
Yes.
Pick your moments. Yes.
And very much, in English. Yeah, in English we say this word snowballing, the snowball effect, where something's like rolling downhill,
like a downward spiral. Yeah.
The thing about rugby is if you give up a penalty and then a penalty and a penalty, you almost always got points against you. Just 3 in a row, and I think that accumulation effect is so big, and it's big on the mentals. The other thing,
mental side, totally.
I think what happened there is the switch off. And every team in the Rugby Championship, in this particular version of the Rugby Championship, has switched off for about 30 minutes somewhere in this championship.
Absolutely.
Completely. Boom, done.
It's a good, penalty is probably going to cost you 3 points.
That's points.
Add 2 more to it. It's probably going to cost you 5 or 7. Yeah,
for sure.
It's a really good question. Cello, were you doing the same thing as me late in that game? Were you going, if they kick this penalty goal, it's 24 all, what does that mean for Rugby Championship points? What does this mean for world ranking points? Were you doing the same mental maths that I was?
Totally. And I was, even though during the game, when Argentina were at the end of the first half 21-7, there was a penalty and they were for the scrumming, and afterwards it was not good for Argentina. I thought, why don't we kick 3 points at the end of first half? 3 points is 17 points. You apply more pressure to to the other team because they will need to score at least 3 times. But I think rugby, international rugby, and these games, they are, the difference is a moment, a decision, whatever, and that's the exciting part of it.
Yeah, I was thinking, hey Brett, I was in Eden Park, and I was watching with these media guys, and they have stats all the time. So Jamie Wall saying, your boys have 13 entries, and then you had 1 point per entry, and I was thinking, if we just did a drop goal every single time, 39 points.
Yes.
And that's like they only got an entry 5 times, and they scored tries 35, 39-35. We win with 9 drop goals to 5 tries. Boom.
It's just a math proposition. That's all it is. It's all it is. That's a great point. How have you seen the All Blacks Springboks contest, Cello, from the outside looking in? And I know I've loved it. How have you seen it from over there?
I was going to ask you the same. I loved it as well. Of course, Eden Park, very challenging to go and beat the All Blacks over there. We know it. And, New Zealand, direct, very physical the whole game. They beat South Africa in a fair way. And we'll see how South Africa now reacts to this. Yes. Because there's a lot of changes in the first 15. Willems is going to play 12. There's, things that we all know, Russ Erasmus, and I love how he coaches and how he changes things. But it seems that now they are in I don't know in what spot or what's the first thing to say, but they are trying to come back to their roots or not. They are playing way more with ball in hand, which is great to see. But I don't know. It seems that in the last weekend? 6 years, it seems that we knew that they were going to win games and they were going to continue playing that brand of rugby. But now in this year, suddenly, they have challenges, and we'll see how they react next weekend. It's going to be massive.
There's 2 key things here, Harry. Rusty's gone straight back to his roots, and he's naming teams on Mondays again, which is, situation.
Great for media.
Great for media. Great for podcasts. But he has named a team that is so young. I think he might actually be building for the 2023 World Cup now. I think he's playing 2 World Cups ahead.
Yeah. So it's interesting because a lot of those teams are pre-scripted. I know for sure from the box that they often have, 3 weeks of an idea. But in this particular one, there was a shift, right? So if it was a must-win knockout, you would have Pollard in the 23. You'd have Damien Delende and Creel starting the midfield, no question. You would not have Willems and Moody as your midfield.
You would not pick Eben Etzebeth.
You wouldn't have Ethan Hooker at a wing. So we know for sure there's a little difference. That being said, the team can still win because it's so unpredictable, and the hardest thing to play against is a team that you don't expect. So Sasha Feinberg and Ngomazulu can definitely light it up. There's no question about that. The pack is serviceable. It can work. It's got strengths in it. So who knows? I'll just say this, guys. I actually was concerned about this whole Tony Ball. So I went back and looked at tries conceded from 2018 to now and tries scored. The tries scored's been fine. Tony's been scoring tries. There's more line breaks. There's more entries. There's a lot of tries. It's the tries conceded that are not Springboky. I mean, we're letting in tries that didn't exist before. There was a year where it never was even 3 tries conceded in any match. That's 2019. There were years in 2021, 22 where there was only a couple of 4 tries or more. We're already on pace for a 2018 year, which was 7 win and 7 losses. So it's got a rebuilding feel to it, but it's more on the defense, Jerry Flannery, than the Tony Brown factor.
That's a really good point, because I can't recall South Africa being like part of the disbelief about the Wallaby win at Ellis Park was the way Angus Bell throws that little short ball for Harry Wilson to run 40 meters, and that's up through the middle. South Africa don't concede tries like that, Charlie.
It doesn't happen, and Cello, it's because of what you alluded to something earlier about hesitation. So you want to, if you put the defense in hesitation, and right now the Bok defense, I mean, it was a little bit better in Eden Park because they did hold the All Blacks for that final stretch, but it's hesitant. It's not killing people, ball and all, big hit, blitz, barge. It's sort of, what are you going to do? And there's a bit of almost a kind of a drift defense that's been coming in there, not the line speed.
True.
I agree totally. Before they would suffocate you, they will take your time in the decision making, in the execution. It was impossible to play against. But at the same time, the strategy was in the sense of playing for that kicking game, set piece, and playing territory. Now, playing this brand of rugby, the players are more tired after to suffocate you the whole 80 minutes in defense.
Takes a lot of effort.
And the kicking game before, you have the whole team running, chasing, and now you're running to put yourself in position to play in attacking position. And when you throw the ball to the outside channels as well, you have to clear the ruck. You have to put yourself in position to play once again. If there's a turning possession, a turnover, you are not as organized as when you kick the ball the whole time, and you know that you have 13 players in front squeezing the attack. So the game management, I believe, and the strategy, you say they need to improve defensively. I agree with you, but they are trying to play way more. So are they going to go back to the roots of playing kicking game and defense and playing very direct rugby and trying to bring penalties to their side? So they go to the lineouts, maul, yellow card, scrum, and in that sense, or are they going to carry on playing, but they are not as effective as before, perhaps?
Understand what I mean? Well, right now, guys, we are leading the Rugby Championship in offloads, and we just named a team that has Sasha.
I was going to say,
I love it.
This team is named.
Let's go, baby.
This team is named is not playing set piece pick and drive.
No, I agree.
No way in the world.
And it's great. It's great, though. I love it.
Yeah. They're going to call set plays from inside their own in goal.
They'll be behind the back offloads under the poles. It'll be great.
It could work. It could work. So we've got this crazy situation where the table is so tight, 6-5-4-4, and we're right. We could all get to oh no, that's the wrong table. Sorry. It's 10-9-6-6 it is. I beg your pardon. I've put the wrong graphic up there.
Just one win flips, everything flips. Yeah.
This is exactly what I was going to say. We've still got the situation where everyone, by the end of the weekend, everyone could have 2 wins and we're still no closer to deciding it. So it's crazy. It's exciting. I'm glad we're not in a tipping comp, Harry.
And of the two, I feel like I have less predictability around Argentina, Australia. I truly have no idea how these two teams, and I was thinking about it. It's because clashes of styles make fights in boxing. This is one where both are the same kind of. So both of them happy to do possession, happy to counterattack, really good at snaffle over the ball, good hands. Everyone has good skills. There's the powerful runners. I don't know. I don't know what the weather's going to be like. Is it going to be rainy? Do you know anything about that, Brett?
Oh, questions without notice. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll look at the forecast.
But I mean, to me, that plays a big part too, because that was such a hot game in Townsville. And it looked a little bit to me, Cello, like the Pumas were the ones that were thinking, I kind of wish we had a break here. Let's have some agua.
I agree. But I think it's massive for both teams. Australia, if they beat Argentina once again, is the game perhaps where you show, well, we are really in the right path. We won twice against Argentina. We won one against South Africa. That was an unbelievable game. So it's like, how you say it in English? you go one step further in a way.
Yeah.
For Argentina, is the time to react, to learn of what happened last weekend, react, and go back to the basics and win one of both games, because we thought that we could beat Australia twice, and now it's at least we have to make it once.
Yes.
And for Australia, I believe it's kind of the same.
Yes, it's a really good point. You would have come out thinking we can beat them twice, and now you're thinking we've got to win once. Surely we've got to win once. Yes.
Yeah, and it's so much to play for the Wallabies, by the way, because if you do win out, then you've gotten a few wins, but that one win was in Joburg, so
watch out.
It's definitely a step up from the All Blacks, who they won at Eden Park. They always win at Eden Park. This is nothing.
Yeah, big deal. Fine and 21 in Sydney on Saturday afternoon.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So it could be quite pleasant. Could be a
high scoring game again. Yeah,
could be high scoring. I could flip a coin in both games. Genuinely, I think that's how close it is.
Yeah, I think it's very difficult to know, and which is probably jeopardy and surprise and uncertainty is why we like sports.
Absolutely.
But shout out for your boys there in Sydney, and I'm sure they got some help from Argentina filling the stadium, sold out.
Yes,
fantastic.
So that's worth touching on. So that's this will be the 5th sold out test out of 7 this year, which is a huge result in Australia. They go to Perth in a couple of weeks to play the second Bledisloe Cup test. That's already on track for 50,000 plus, which is going to put them in, damn near record crowd territory for a single year. So if it's another sellout, that'd be, that's a big year of sold out games. That's going back to 20 years where it was really hard to get a ticket to see the Wallabies. So which is great. That's what we want to see.
That's awesome.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it is. Cello, it's been wonderful to catch up with you, mate. We love touching base with you. We love getting the South American perspective because you give it to us so clearly and so well. We love it. Thanks so much for giving us time this week, and we'll see. We'll see who's most nervous or less nervous at full time on Saturday. Hey.
Totally. Well, always a pleasure, guys. Take care.
We'll talk to you
Adios,
soon.
man. Gracias.
Bye. Thank you.
This is the 8-9 combo with Brett McKay and Harry Jones. And, mate, wonderful to have Marcello Bosch back on the 8-9. I love catching up with him every year like we do.
Absolutely, man. And he also fulfills the expectation we all have now that if you're from Argentina and you play rugby, you're a good-looking man. Or as in Spanish, you would say, muy guapo, que guapo. And they are a good-looking team.
That on the Saturday. They are a good-looking team. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Gosh, we need rugby to go back to the dark ages, I think, or something like that. And good stuff. Knockout stage of a Women's Rugby World Cup begins this weekend. So things are going to start ramping up over this weekend. The top 14 started last weekend. And I'm not ready to start talking about it yet. I reckon we need another few weeks on this.
We have to ration ourselves. It's like, in the Pacific on a life raft, you don't eat it all at once. Let's wait. Let's wait until it matters more.
No, we'll give it a few more weeks, I think, before we start getting into that. Which I suppose means we've got to start thinking about games of the week and all that. So it's barely 2 months since the final. Like, it's too soon. Yeah. You're on hold. Canterbury is still unbeaten in the only unbeaten team in the NPC after 6 rounds, but they face South Island rivals Tasman on Sunday in Christchurch in a Ranfurly Shield Challenge. That's going to be a massive game over there, so we'll keep an eye on that. The Lions lead the Curry Cup, had a big win over Griquas last weekend, face Bullant in a semi-final this weekend. So we're in semi-final stage of the Curry Cup already.
Just 4 teams made it, and none of the really big teams.
None of the big 4. There you go. Yeah. There you go. Righto. We'll keep an eye on that then. Who's in the other semi-final? Questions without notice? You're going to say I don't
Pumas
know.
And Pumas maybe, and who would it be?
I'm going to save you. It is Lions play Bullant. Greek is playing the Cheetahs.
Greek is Cheetahs. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Franz Dane. Franz Dane is such a cool coach that he is putting tiling in the shower himself. He actually does it himself. That's the kind of guy he is. Just a weird tidbit. Sorry. That things I know.
That's a throwback to about 15 years ago. Dean Benton came on board with the Brumbies, and he wanted to implement like afternoon sleep rest periods. So they converted an old storage room downstairs in the building into a dorm, and he made the players build it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And they painted it black. Yeah, no, true story.
So the big story though, that's not about Wellington for me is Tane Edmed getting a start. At number 10 is being reported by Christie and Pato. I think when Ian and Christie both agree, it's almost always true. And I went back and I was looking at my pictures from Australia the two times ago when I went there, and I went into East's change room and I took a picture of some stuff, and I actually found Tane's name on the board with some plays, and I want to I'm going to send it to Tane and go, is this you or some other Tane?
Yeah, right. I can't imagine there's another Tane.
By the way, Tane, on the toilets in Eden Park, it goes men and then Tane, which I guess is Maori for man. So that
would be right.
Well, even more reason that Tane was so popular. Like, you're the man.
Yeah, could well be. Speaking of Australia, mate, the new Super Rugby Oz competition starts this weekend in Australia, and that's the literally the 4 states playing off for the next month. Just 3 rounds, and then top 2 will play finals. But this is it's a competition that they've been wanting since COVID shut everything down, and the NRC was a COVID casualty essentially, and the money was never there to bring something like the NRC back. But the states have long wanted to do this sort of late year, in-house Super Rugby AU type team, because they all want more games. They all want to be able to put more game time into their academy guys. They all want to be able to find some, unwashed diamonds in the local club game. And so this is it finally happening starting this weekend.
Well, you have all the money in the world now. You have almost as much money as USA Rugby. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Apparently. Well, USA Rugby's about to get an injection this week. This year.
What's funny about that is that you just learn that World Rugby could just decide, but we could just make Botswana really wealthy. Go.
Yeah. Yep. There you go. Here is $250 million. Yes, exactly right.
Bolivia, your ship has come in. But there you go.
Chile, it's your time. You are now a rugby superpower. Yeah, exactly. We might need to bring the tap and go back, mate, after we get all the teams for round 3.
There's Tane and go. And go.
We'll get our people onto that. We'll sort that out. The Rugby Championship post-mortem is definitely back though this weekend. That will follow the All Blacks and Box in Wellington, of course, on Saturday evening. Anything else, mate, to add before we wrap this one up?
That's all from me. Beat the All Blacks. Humiliate them in their backyard. Let's go.
Good luck with that. That is then another great episode of the 8-9 Combo behind us. Then our sincere thanks to Marcello Bosch for joining us for a fantastic chat. Really enjoyed that. Tell us what you think by following Harry and I on the socials. Follow the 8-9 on the socials as well. You can have your say right here on the 8-9 YouTube channel. And if you're on Spotify, you can have your say there as well. We love to hear from you wherever it is. Ratings, reviews, shares, all of that. We love it. We strongly encourage it, in fact. This is the 8-9 Combo, the short side set piece combination you didn't realize you needed in a rugby podcast. I'm Brett McKay. He's Harry Jones. Sean Maloney's back in the closer, and we will be back in your ears post-match on Saturday, if not before.
Come, play with us.
Here goes Jones with another bruising run. He links up with McKay, who pops back to Jones. They can't. They won't. They will. What a try. The Dream Team Combo go in again.